Today I'm going to share 5 mechanics that you can use to get no recoil in CS2. For those who don't know me, I'm Louis, a 3000 ELO player in Faceit, and I play internationally with Team USA. I've also hit the #1 rank in Premier. Here's what we'll cover: why crouching doesn't help your recoil control, how to control recoil at long distances, why you only need to learn the first 10 shots of the recoil patterns, how to practice recoil to get perfect recoil control fast, and how to move and spray, and a bonus tip hidden somewhere in the video. I've included timestamps down below so you can skip ahead or revisit any tip that you like. Let's kick things off with our first topic: why crouching doesn't help your recoil control. Once you understand this, your KD will double overnight. So let's first talk about crouching and how it can help your spray. So there's a common myth that actually crouching makes your spray a lot tighter, which is why a lot of people decide to crouch when they spray, but that is actually false. As you can see, I'm standing right now holding mouse 1, and you can see how my spray looks here. Now, if I aim at the same exact level of the other spray while crouched, you're going to see that my spray is going to be exactly the same. Now, even though crouching doesn't affect your spray at all, there is a way that it can help you when you are spraying at a target. So what makes crouching good is that if you tap crouch in your spray, it will actually tighten your spray. So as you can see, here is a normal spray, but if I hold mouse 1 and tap crouch after the second, third, or fourth bullet, you're going to see my spray will be a lot tighter. So as you can see, I tapped right here. You can see these 3 bullets specifically compared to these ones as well. So me just spraying at a wall shows me that if I tap crouch in my spray, it's going to be tighter. So if I just control my spray normally looking at a wall, you're going to see that my spray isn't as tight. But if you are someone that is newer to the game and doesn't have a lot of experience with recoil and how far to pull down, tapping crouch while you are spraying will help you pretty much tighten up your spray a lot more. As you can see on this wall right here, my spray is a lot more left to right, and then this one is more horizontal, which is what you want when you are spraying.
Today's sponsor is SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a CS2 skins trading site and marketplace that provides an instant way to get new skins. My favorite thing about SkinsMonkey is that I can trade skins that I no longer want and trade it for a skin that is equal value. If you use code LouisCS2, you get a $5 bonus on your first trade. If you want to buy skins, you can get a 30% deposit bonus plus an extra 5% using my code. The link is down in the description.
Now, once you've mastered tapping crouch while you're spraying, let's get into the next topic, which is spraying at a distance. Now, I think everyone knows that spraying at a far distance is bad, but maybe you don't know why, so let me explain. So if I was playing on the A site and I knew the T's were running up cat, if I tried to spray these guys running up cat, you can see my bullets are going everywhere. Now, if I compare that to a distance like a ramp, let's say I was sitting at this off angle on ramp, and I tried to spray anyone coming out ramp, you can see that my bullets are a lot tighter in this area. Now, one way to find what distance that you can spray at is by limit testing pretty much like this in an offline map. So you can find long distance areas like window, for example, to see how good your spray is at a distance like this. So what will you do if you see an enemy at a far distance? Well, you literally just don't spray at them at all. You literally want to just master tapping away at a far distance, but also you can learn how to burst. As you can see, my spray is just as tight as if someone was coming out ramp. All my bullets are pretty much in the same spot, and I'm pretty much guaranteed to hit the target. So it's very important that you guys practice just either bursting with 2 to 3 bullets or just practice tapping and trying to master that as well. Now, one thing I wish I learned a lot earlier in my career was that I didn't need to actually learn the full spray of the guns, because if you are shooting at an enemy, realistically it should only take you 10 bullets to kill someone. So if I was to sit here and practice all 30 bullets of the AK, I would be wasting so much time. So to maximize your full potential and to maximize your improvement in the game, it's very important that you just learn the first 10 bullets of whatever gun you want to learn. Now, for example, there is guns like the Krieg that you could learn the recoil, but you really don't need to. But for example, something like the Galil, this gun has 35 bullets, and in reality, you're not going to use all 35 in one spray. With that being said, all I need to know is literally whatever the first 10 bullets are. As you can see, the recoil is actually very, very difficult, and I don't even know the full recoil besides literally just pulling down to the right. And that's a little tip that a lot of you guys probably know as well, that everyone always tells you to just pull down to the right. And if you think about it, they're actually not wrong, because most of the weapons is literally just pulling down to the right. And if you need any more bullets than this, you definitely need to practice your recoil and learn these 10 bullets. Now, guns that are important to learn are mainly just the main rifles and the SMGs. You don't need to go learn the recoil of the Krieg. You know, you could of the FAMAS if you really want to. If I switch over to the CT side, guns that are very important important obviously are like if you use the AUG, the M4, the A1S, the MP9, and that's pretty much it. There's no recoil patterns for the pistols besides the CZ, which is still kind of random, but you don't need to go in depth of trying to learn those weird guns like the MP7 or anything like that, because you're probably never going to be using those weapons if you are playing at a high level. Now, when I first started playing Counter-Strike, I actually thought pistols had recoil, so I would try to master the recoil by almost like pulling down when I was shooting. But if you are new to Counter-Strike, just know that the pistols really don't have any recoil at all. I remember watching Tarek a long time ago where he would spam the P250 and start to pull down a little bit. You can see that it does have some sort of slight recoil, but this is all just limit testing with yourself to try to understand how you want to use the weapon and how you can efficiently use it. For me, I'm not someone that's going to sit here and spam the P250 and pull down on it. I'm more someone that's just going to tap and just pretty much make sure the bullets are going at the center of my crosshair. So that's just a little insider tip for you guys that will hopefully maximize your improvement inside of Counter-Strike. Now, once you've gone through all of those tips, let's talk about on how to actually practice your recoil. So the first thing that you can do is download this map, which I will put down in the description, which is the Recoil Master Map. And as you can see here, it has all the guns that you could possibly want to practice the recoil. Now, this is a very simple map where you can literally just click this reset button. It'll spawn you right in the middle so that you're not off-centered, and you'll see that you can see the recoil right in front of you. Now, as soon as you shoot your gun, this green dot will follow the recoil, and it will help you track the recoil so you can actually learn it, and you can put it into your muscle memory. So as you can see here, if I just follow the green dot, I'm going to pretty much just try to get all my bullets inside of this green circle. You can see I hit 24 inside of the green and 4 outside of the red. Now, the reason why the last part of the recoil hit outside of the red is because realistically, I don't know the end of the AK recoil as well as the first 10 bullets. So if I were to shoot the first 10 bullets, you can see I hit 10 bullets and then I hit 1 outside of the red. Like I said, I know the first 10 pretty much like I know how to read the Harry Potter books. So it's very important that you guys sit here and just really try to master those first 10 bullets, because this is what is going to guarantee you kills. Now, the next thing you can do is get into a map like Aimbots, which is a map where bots are pretty much just spawning around you, which I will also link down in the description. And you can literally just sit here, practice shooting bots. And this is really good to also incorporate movement as well. So if you want to practice that tapping while crouch spraying, this is also really good to do. Now, it's also important to note that when you are practicing recoil, you shouldn't really be aiming for the head at all, because it is an obvious instant headshot. Your main focus is to literally just spray at the body and try to land your first 4 bullets. So just to make sure that you are really practicing those first 10 bullets, aiming at the body is definitely your priority here, but you want to remember that you don't want to make it a habit, because if you go in game aiming at a body, your opponent's going to have an advantage while taking a duel on you, because if they're aiming for the head, their time to kill is a lot faster. So a couple drills that you can do is literally just moving around, practice spraying at a distance, practice spraying at a close distance, and in a map like this, you can also practice spray transfers. So let's say you are moving, you see an enemy and another one pops up. You can literally just practice flicking to that enemy and just really try to hone in on how to control the recoil if you are transferring to a target, either close or from afar. But like we talked about earlier, you definitely don't want to practice spraying at a distance like this, because that is very unrealistic, and you want to make sure that you are practicing realistic scenarios. Moving and spraying is definitely overused inside of Counter-Strike, but I don't see a lot of new players using it. Now, why moving and spraying is good is because if you are either tapping A and D while you're spraying, or maybe you're doing the little crouch slide while you're also spraying, it makes you a harder target for your opponent to actually hit, because they have to track you or they have to guess on what position you're moving to. Now, these are really good to master, especially in a online scenario where there is a little bit of interp, because it's going to be a lot harder to track someone if they're literally just ADing their spray, or if they're just moving and trying to spray you down like this. Now, in order to master moving while spraying, it's actually easier than what you think. You can literally just hop into an aimbot map like this, and you can just sit here and AD crouch spray, and you can see that it's very, very accurate. Now, a lot of people don't know that just spamming A and D while you're spraying makes you accurate, but it can help you if your spray isn't as good as well, because since it makes you a harder target to hit while just spamming A and D, it gives you a lot more time for you to kill the opponent, because he's trying to track and trying to guess where you are moving. So if you're really unfamiliar with tapping A and D while spraying, I really suggest that you go and try it, because it's a really good mechanic to learn if you find yourself in a really sticky situation. Now, the next one is the crouch slide. A lot of people have been calling this the donk slide, but also you guys in my comments have been saying you've been doing it since 1999. So I will just call this the crouch slide. So in order to do the crouch slide is if you see an opponent, there's two ways that you can do the crouch slide. Now it's either when you see an opponent, you can literally just crouch and just start spraying and don't let go of whichever direction key you're using, or you can do the one which Donk uses a lot, where when he strafes and sees someone, he will hit the opposite directional key and slide that way. So if I was swinging to the right side, I would then hold left like I'm counter strafing and then just duck and start to spray. If you enjoyed this video, you will love these 5 mechanics you can abuse to win more games in CS2. So click the video on screen now.